Joining us, popular star Keerthy Suresh, whose Revolver Rita, a dark comedy, is all set to hit the screens on the 28th of November. Thank you very much for your time. We saw the trailer, it has come out very well. What's that you liked about very much and that drew you towards this film?
Thank you so much, first of all, and it's a pleasure to be here. Revolver Rita, I think this is the first time I tried my hands with dark comedy. I have done other comedy subjects before, which are different kinds. There is one which has been a satirical comedy, one which was a comedy drama. But when it comes to dark comedy, I think it's something that has always worked really well at the box office or at the theaters. And that excited me the most. And in general, I love doing comedy. I think a little bit it does go with my personality as well.
And you're dealing with two tough men, Sunil from the Telugu film industry and Super Subbarayan from another. So must be a challenging thing for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to deal with men in general. But yeah, it was, I mean, they're doing really important characters in the film. Sunil sir is playing one of the most important negative roles in the film. And on this other side is Super Subbarayan Master. I worked with his son, Dilip Master, and his other son, Dinesh. This is the first time I got to work with Subbarayan Master, and not just under his action, but also share the screen space with him. Unfortunately, he dies in the film, which you've probably seen the trailer already, and the whole story revolves around him and how we tackle that entire problem. And I'm sure he had a tough time playing a corpse, but it was a great journey. Got to be with him on the same screen and be with him at the same set. And he's definitely a senior. And the same with Sunil sir. I've done a very important scene with him where I think I delivered a 2-minute monologue with him. That was a very interesting part. So very happy to have shared my screen space with Sunil sir and Subbarayan Master.
Tell us about your role.
Revolver Rita. I mean, her name is Rita. She's from a middle-class family, a mother, 2 sisters, and comes this big problem in their house and how they deal with it. And as a character, someone who's very smart, straightforward, to the point, and knows how to deal with things. And this is a story that happens in 24 hours. So it starts today evening and finishes by the end of tomorrow. So the pace of the film is such that it goes really fast. And yeah, that's about it.
You're a National Best Actor Award winner, and now is it right to assume that you are now slowly turning towards doing films that revolve around your character, to be women-centric, not to be so much dependent on male protagonists in that sense?
Not always. I do balance a bit of both, and I love doing that. But definitely there are a few films in pipeline where it is female-driven, which I love doing. On the other side, I do love doing other films, commercial films, which probably has a major protagonist as a man, but I still have a meaty role in the film. Yeah.
And it's a healthy trend in Tamil cinema. We have stars like you, Nayanthara, Trisha, who in a sense have such roles around them. And that's important that women actors carve a space like this for themselves.
I mean, eventually it becomes important. It is not something that you have to do. It solely depends on what the person wants to do. Say if some other actor doesn't want to do these kind of roles and say wants to stay only part of commercial films, that is their choice. And given a chance, I would always have a balance between the both. So there are not like certain rules that you have to do this and not do this. If you think you can pull off something like this and you are able to do this, I think you should definitely give it a try.
On the question of remuneration or salaries for actresses in that sense, still it's not a level playing field. Are things changing? Should things change more faster?
I mean, things are definitely changing from how it was before, but it also depends on what is the kind of market that you set. So it's not about gender inequality. It's majorly about what is the market that you have and if you get what you deserve, right? So I think things have been changing, and I think eventually it will change more.
You are an inspiration. Even after marriage, you continue to act. And was that also a kind of a pressure for you to take that call?
Not really, because I had other pressures more than that. So, but I definitely wanted to set an example, and I think I have. And I did not take time to take a call about this because it was rather that we thought we wanted to get married at some point. Like we wanted to plan it much later when we used to talk about this, and that was the important factor. So it was never about me working in movies and if that is going to come in my way if I'm going to get married. And just like we thought, it hasn't. And I'm very happy about that.
That's very good. Is that also one reason why women actors often defer weddings?
I don't know. Mine is a completely different scenario. So I don't know if my answer can be in general on behalf of other women. I think it's just a choice. Some people prefer to get married early. Some people probably want to do it later. In our case, we both wanted to get, we had a lot of commitments and we had to finish certain commitments and then get to a marriage. So work was never something that came in our way.
Tell us about your upcoming projects. We understand you're doing a Hindi web series and also you're doing a film with Vijay Deverakonda.
I have a few projects, yes. I have done this Hindi web series called Akka for Netflix, and that's yet to release. I've done another Hindi film as well in between, and unfortunately I can't talk about it because we've not announced it officially. I'll be doing another big Malayalam film the next year with Mr. Anthony Pepe. He acted in this film, Angamali Diaries. It's very famous. And yes, I am doing this film with Vijay Deverakonda. I'm also doing a film with a director called Praveen. He was a co-writer for Gagi. And that is alongside Miskin Sir, director Miskin. So yeah, I have these projects.
Recently, you had expressed concerns about how AI is being misused to create fake pictures of you. That's a major concern.
Yeah, as I would always say, AI is a boon and a bane. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who benefit from AI. I'm sure it's helping in a lot of ways. But there's also a downside to that, which is what I'm facing. And it's not just me. I get to see a lot of actors' pictures in some very weird angles, not the right way. So I think it's starting to get to a point where, at once when you used to see morphed pictures earlier before AI, you were able to realize the difference between an actual picture and a picture being morphed. But AI has gone to that level where it's looking very real. So unrealistically real. So that is what is very scary. That when you make pictures look very real, that even I myself thought that it is actually me, but it's not. So I think technology has overtaken to a point where I think it can become a problem.
AI has also evolved to a level that films can actually be made without real men and women acting. Or actors also worried about that possibility sometime that in person or people like you and me could be irrelevant in that. Actors could be irrelevant, but technology will take over.
I mean, this is a conversation that we keep having with our colleagues that, hey, do you think we lose our job one day? But you don't know. I mean, when your face is being used, even if it is AI, at some or the other point, they need to credit us, right? So I am honestly more worried about people who are struggling, who have found their way into acting. Like, I did an ad where I acted with nobody, but all the actors were AI in that. So I'm thinking of the kind of opportunities other actors will lose because of this. That is the major worry.
As I said, you're an inspiration. You continue to act even after marriage. What will be a message for those actors who decide to give up after they tie the knot?
It's not like an advice from my side, but it's always a choice. If they do not work and they choose their personal life or to stay at home after marriage, I think it's definitely a choice. But if it's happening because they're married and they shouldn't work, I really hope such things are not imposed on women. So if it's the woman's choice to make it, it's great. But if it's been imposed, and that is the reason why, if she's made that choice, I really, really hope they don't do that. And I think you need to live for yourself first and then for others. So you definitely have to.
Has the industry's outlook changed now with respect to married actresses compared to married men?
I think it's changing. Not entirely, but it's definitely gotten better than before. But we have great examples. Like, we have Samantha, who is working. She gave a lot of blockbusters after her marriage, and I'm working. I'm a live example, and we have so many such people. But it has the perception entirely changed because if you are still asking me that question, I think it's not entirely changed somewhere, right? We still have those doubts. So I think eventually it will change completely.
Keerthy, thank you so much for your time. Joy meeting you and wishing you all the best for your upcoming film. That was Keerthy Suresh talking to us as she's all set for her next film's launch, Revolver Rita, all set to hit the screens on the 28th of November. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, Find It TV.